welcome to episode number 1 of The Gig That Was. My name is Raj Malhotra and I am the founder and A&R executive of Trifecta Records, which is an independent record label based in New Delhi, India. Now, before I tell you what this review is going to be about, I just want to apologize because I know I took a really long time and I'm reviewing a gig which happened about 2 weeks before. I'm very new to video production and actually operating a DSLR and getting these video settings and stuff, so it took me a while. I apologize for that, and I'm hoping that in the future I will be able to put these out at a quicker rate. So the first episode we're going to talk about the 2strokeTour, which featured Skrat as the headline band. It's a band from Chennai. The genre is garage rock alternative. That's what it says on their Facebook. And the supporting act was AsWeKeepSearching, which is a band from Ahmedabad, and their genre is post-rock/experimental. So these two bands were on tour called the 2strokeTour, which took place in 5 cities in 5 days, which I think is extremely cool for them to have pulled off, as well as the team that pulled it off for them, the one that organized it, the managers, behind the scenes guys, all of you. Really well done. And congratulations on pulling it off. I think it was a successful tour. That's what the social media posts about this tour have been saying. So keep it up, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Now, because it couldn't attend all the gigs in all the cities, I'm going to talk about specifically the Delhi leg of the tour, which took place at Antisocial, which is an event venue located in Hoskas village in New Delhi. Now, Antisocial has been a fairly active proponent to this independent music scene. They've been hosting all sorts of gigs, from DJs to bands to solo singer-songwriters, and they've done it all. And this was my first time visiting Antisocial for a gig as well. So two things that stood out in not the best way was the size of the stage that Antisocial has. It can barely accommodate up to 4 people, and usually we know that bands are a minimum of 4 people, right? Because, not minimum, but usually bands are, because you've got the drums, you've got the bass, you've got the guitars, and you've got the voice. So you need to have a stage that's fairly big to accommodate 4 people, and so that musicians can actually perform. At Antisocial though, the stage setup was quite dismal, and I was not impressed for a venue that regularly hosts gigs. And the second thing was the sound system. It was absolutely terrible, and it really killed the sound for the bands that performed that night. So a band may have their own dedicated sound engineer, but there's only so much that person can do to make them salvage their situation. So I don't know why no one has brought this up, or maybe someone has and Antisocial hasn't heard them, or maybe this is an upgrade of what they had before. So from what they had before, I'm not sure. Either way, I think Antisocial should look into these and make the experience better for the audience as well as the bands, because if you're going to be an event venue, these are 2 things you should really look into. These are really crucial. Moving on, let's talk about the bands themselves. So AsWeKeepSearching was the first band, obviously, that went on, because they're the supporting act. And like I said, they're from Ahmedabad, and their genre is post-rock experimental. And when they got on stage and they started playing their first song, they had their laptops connected to the PA and everything. So it started off with this very generic sounding electronic drum sample with these lush synthy ambient chords and all that stuff. So very generic, something you would be subject to in the post-rock genre. Now, having said that, that's exactly what didn't work for them, in my opinion. AsWeKeepSearching is a fairly new band. They haven't played too many gigs, and it showed when I saw them. The band didn't seem collected. The band they didn't exude that confidence. Neither did they play the music or perform the music. Of course, the stage size was also a factor in that, but to an extent they could have done something about their presentation of the music. I felt that As We Keep Searching was lacking in that department. Their music is pretty generic, post-rock, if it's in the background, it's going to be fine, but I didn't find anything exciting enough for me to be standing there, perpetually to watch through their whole set. So they lost me after, I think, 2 songs. I kind of understood what's happening there. So I wonder why they weren't going through the experimental phase of their genre. Or maybe they were, but I guess what I'm saying is that, even in that experiment or post-rock experimental genre, they're kind of playing around with a structured approach to that music. So maybe stepping out of that and not thinking about a structure of a song is going to help you guys if you're listening as we keep searching. Maybe, the writing process can be different, and also, focus on how you present yourself on stage. As you're a band, you obviously are individuals, but when you're on stage, you're a band, and you need to all not only play the music, but kind of be the music as well. So that's really important. And I didn't see any interaction with the audience. It was very minimal interaction, which again I find is extremely important. So as we keep searching, if they're playing in your city, you should check them out. But as a live outfit, As We Keep Searching still has a lot of work to do, and I hope that in the next few years they get to play more gigs, and they get to hone on their skills of performance and live presentations of their music. And that brings us to Skrat. And Skrat is a mind-blowing band from Chennai, alternative garage rock. The first song, I had never heard of Skrat before going for this gig, but when I did hear the first song, it was called Stomp, and it was on YouTube when I heard it, and I was blown away. The first band that I could think of as a reference was the Black Keys. If you guys haven't heard Black Keys, you should definitely check them out to understand what Skrat's sound is about. They're fairly similar in my opinion, especially the song Stomp. So I was like, man, this band sounds promising. I must see them live. Hopefully, in my head, I was thinking they're not going to be bad live, because so many times these days you get these musicians who can play such amazing music, and their studio recordings are brilliant and pristine, and there's no fault. But when you go when you play live, there's obviously a different environment and a lot of other factors that can ruin your sound. But Skrat was amazing. They were so professional about it. I could see them performing as well as playing the music. They were having a lot of fun on stage, which is crucial. I don't know why so many bands are being so serious. Yeah, you want to be a serious musician, but you're a musician. You're an artist. You've got to love what you do. And Skrat was that night the epitome of that. Plus, big ups to their dedicated sound engineer. His name was Abhijit, I believe. So well done on the sound and salvaging the situation for Skrat, man. I'm pretty sure that was a hard gig for you, and big ups to Skrat for having so much energy and power. Like, I've never seen that level of performance in India from an Indian band, honestly. So I was absolutely amazed, and I was super happy. The next day I bought their album, and you should too. If Skrat is playing in your city, definitely go check them out. I'm sure they'll give you as good a performance or even better than the one I saw in Delhi. And yeah, keep it up, Skrat, and as we keep searching, I hope to see you another time in Delhi, and hopefully you'll be a better band on stage with a better presentation of your music in Antisocial. I hope you look into these 2 factors that make or break an event venue, which is the stage size and the sound system. Definitely looking forward to doing more reviews. So if you guys have any suggestions for me to for future gigs that I should look into and attend and maybe review, so let me know, and I'll see which one I can attend. Until next time.